As for signage, ensure that your monument sign is clean, legible, and prominently displayed at the entrance of your community. Any information on the sign should be visible for emergency vehicles. You also want to have clear building signs and door tags. Of course, it's best to have your branding elements incorporated into your signage to reinforce the property's identity and create a cohesive visual experience. If you've ever wondered if branding is just for marketing purposes, it's not. Branding gives prospects confirmation that they've arrived at the correct location. The consistency in fonts and colors eliminates confusion. If you'd like to know more about branding, naming a community, designing logos, etc., check out our coaching course. Signage is often one of the first impressions a prospect has of your community. The condition, quality, legibility, and positioning all send a message to the prospect. So make sure your signage is clean and presentable. If your entrance is on a fairly busy street and is within budget, I'd recommend lighting your monument sign at night to provide additional drive-by advertising. Any plants, bushes, or trees around your sign should be trimmed back. Seasonal flowers are always a nice touch as well, but we'll look at landscaping a little later. Continuing with signage, think about how frustrating it can be when you're trying to go somewhere for the first time and you can't find the location. It's even more frustrating when the GPS says you've arrived. Directional signage is an absolute must. If your prospect cannot easily locate your leasing office or finds themselves driving around in circles, you have an issue with your directional signage. If a prospect has ever said, "I drove right past it," or "the GPS took me to fill in the blank," you have a directional signage issue, and you should probably update your map listings as well. Think of the people who were trying to locate you and left to go to your competitors. Office hours should be listed outside your leasing office also. Amenity signs should be clearly identified, as well as parking and accessibility. As for the curb appeal of your signage, take some time in the next week to look at your community signage. Directional signs, parking, amenities, your monument signs. Also look at the signage within the buildings of your community. So storage room labels, restroom labels, etc. Take a look with fresh eyes. Are they accurate, visibly appealing, or are they faded, cracked, and falling apart, oddly placed? If the latter, you may need to consider correcting your signage. As always, let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next video.